So this is faking power. It's inefficient, it actually costs you distance and makes hitting pure strikes just flat on impossible. With one simple 5-second drill, I can show you how doing less can hit the ball further and more consistently. I literally just did this drill with a student of mine called Peter, and he could not believe when I told him that he needs to do less and he'll get more out. So I want to show you how you can also get more consistent, hit it longer with significantly less effort. Now Peter didn't want to be on YouTube, which is why you'll see me do an impression of what his swing was, which made him giggle. And Peter has spent years doing loads to try and get more out with no success, which is why this move and this 5-second drill completely changed the way he thinks about his golf swing, how he thinks about his backswing. And I want to show you how to build a more consistent overall golf swing. I'm going to show you the exact drill we use to help Peter conquer this move, as well as answer the most common questions I get around this swing change. So let's turn your rubbish strikes into perfect strikes. So this move that's going to get you striking the ball more consistently, getting that ball then turf strikes that you're all after, and getting rid of those horrible fins and fats that we simply don't want, is we've got to do something that many golfers think they shouldn't do. And the move we need to get you to start making is we need to get you from staying over at address, so where you're leaned forward, so if we call this bending forwards, which all golfers do and you're probably doing at the moment, in your backswing, we need to get this bend to come out. We need to get you to stand up to some degree. Yeah, I know, stand up. Something many of you have probably told never to do. Just don't stand up. But guess what? The best players in the world are standing up. And when we got Peter, who was bending over and trying to stay bent over in his backswing, to actually make a backswing where he felt like he stood up with this simple drill I'm just about to show you, he could not believe the strikes he started to get. So to make this move happen, what I want you to do, address the golf ball. I've got an 8 iron here, so just a medium iron you're happy hitting. Good setup, making sure you are leaning forwards, and you're just going to take the club in your right hand and then you're going to place it onto your right shoulder. So I've got it on in my right hand, down the grip where my right hand would be on the club, and I've got it just sitting on my right shoulder, still in my golf posture. You'll know if you're in your golf posture because the butt end of the grip from your perspective will be pointing kind of almost in line with where the ball, the target line is, meaning if I'm upright, this is pointing kind of out at the end of the mat here. If I was to lean over more, this is pointing down at my feet. So you can feel if you're in your good posture. Obviously you can feel it, but this can give you a gauge as well. Now the drill is this simple and it takes 5 seconds. So you ready? So from here, you're going to turn your shoulders so the club points at the back wall, so out this way, and it's somewhere near parallel to the ground. So the club shaft is moved parallel to the ground. It's literally that easy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a 5-second simple fix to getting your backswing in a position that is going to change the way you strike. That simple. Back wall parallel to the ground. Now why is this so important? This drill will change fundamentally the way you turn, and it will make you be able to become so much more efficient because your turn is more efficient, and it will help you get away from what we saw from Peter, or my version of Peter, where you make a massive shoulder turn because you don't stand up to try and complete your backswing. So let me show you what I mean. Let's see. If I stay leaning over the ball here, so I'm bent, I'm leaning over, and I just rotate, but I keep this bend in, what happens is I get to about here, and kind of club stops, doesn't make a very big backswing. So what we see from golfers who keep this bend in, so I've not stood up, I've kept that original bend in and rotated, is they have to rotate their shoulders more and then burying arms across body to try and complete their backswing. This puts everything back here, making getting back to the ball near on impossible. Why they hit the ground first, why they then miss the ground and come up and top the ball and fin it along the floor. Peter was making this move, you're probably making this move, it's super common. You're doing loads to get hardly anything out. You put your backswing into positions that make hitting the ball near on impossible. So the 5-second drill, let's tick on the clock. Right, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, boom. Get you in a position now where you're stacked more on top of the ball. Your right shoulder has gone up and behind your head, coiling you, and you get a good amount of shoulder turn while at the same time you don't need to bury your arms can still stay. out this side of you. And what these kind of turns are going to do, are they also are going to start affecting your club path to make sure that the club is coming down on a much straighter path, which is only going to lead to those much straighter, better struck golf shots. Where what we see from Peter's movement, striking the golf ball really tough, club path really tough, because he either chooses to come way too far from the inside, or you can feel that from where he's turned. And then what he does is he tries to readjust and he throws it that way, giving those horrible squirty strikes, which is what he was getting. Fixing the way you rotate, the way you turn, is going to transform, like it did for Peter, the way you strike. Now, how do you take this simple drill, though, out onto the course in a way that's going to allow you to actually apply it when you need to? Well, you need to start playing this game when you're practicing. So I want you to hit some shots using this drill. And it'll be tough at the start, but give it a go. Set yourself up to the ball. With both hands now, you can just place it onto your right shoulder. Make sure that club's pointing somewhere near the ground. Get that club into position, butt end to the club to the wall, parallel to the ground. From here, push your arms away and try and hit the ball. Like I've towed that one, it's gone relatively straight. It was a horrible strike. Don't worry if the strike isn't very good. Just get into the habit of hitting golf balls with this move, and this move will start to become the norm. And I want 3 drills, so 3 goes here where this is my third, setting yourself up. Remember, back wall parallel to the ground, push out. 3 hits with the drill, and then I want the 4th hit to be straight after the 3rd. So no pre-shot routines, just straight in, trying to bleed that thought and that feeling over. What you can actually do if you want to make this really seamless is you could set 4 balls up, and then that white one there is the one I'm going to hit. Each drill really trying to feel like how it's making you turn, and then we're going to try and get right into the 4th one. That trail shoulder, that right shoulder going up back behind your head. It will absolutely fix your ball striking. So the common questions I get with this idea is, can you now over rotate? So where before Peter was over rotating because he kept that bending, wasn't standing up, can you over rotate doing it this way? Well, you can, but most people can't, because if you've got this tilt down, this up and back, unless you're mega flexible or you start releasing, so just watch to see if your knees come together. If they start coming together, that'll let you go a bit further. If they're not, you can over rotate, never say never, but most people absolutely can't through flexibility. So just let that turn happen, really get the most out of it for max distance. Does it work with driver? Yes, it absolutely does. Now with driver, you will retain a little bit more bend, but not loads. So you can do the same ideas for feeling. You'll find it hard to hit the ball with your driver from the drill position. So the driver would be more a case of putting it there, turning where this is back wall and parallel, stretching out, feeling what that feels like. So not over here, this is better here, and then applying that feeling to the shot. But you absolutely can do it with the driver. And then maybe the biggest question I get asked is, how can you then start the downswing? How should you start the downswing from there? And that one's a really interesting question, because for most golfers, when they fix their backswing position, the downswing often starts falling into place. But if it doesn't, and you really want to find out how to start your downswing in a more constructive way that will work with this idea, I made this video here, which is really going to help you understand how to start the downswing, and it works great with this idea of backswing.